Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is HD Starcraft, and I'm here to bring you guys a set of matches from WhiteRa and ai.Cytoplasm. It's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss on the winterized version of Belshire Beach. Hope you guys enjoy. First off, I just wanted to say I haven't casted a game in about a week, but well, that's not entirely true. I have been casting a lot of games. It's just that I've been casting them for a tournament, MSI's Pro Cup, and those replays actually haven't gone live yet, or the casts haven't gone live yet. They will be going up on the live stream very, very soon, and following that, they'll be going up on my YouTube. So I've been busy these last 4 or 5 days, but I just haven't been making anything for YouTube. But never fear, I've still been in Starcraft 2, still been casting games, and of course, I've still been doing Diablo 3. Thanks all for everyone who tuned into my live stream where I attempted to finish Act 2 Inferno, but then I got scared, pansied out, and just kind of QQ'd in the little corner, crying myself to sleep. But it's pretty scary. Anyways, getting back to this game here, hope you guys enjoy this match. It's going to be a best of 3 between one of Sweden's Zergs, ai.Cytoplasm. He's going to be the purple Zerg at the 11 o'clock position, and of course everybody knows WhiteRa, he will be the red Protoss down at the 5 o'clock position. And as to be expected, we do see him opening up with a Forge expansion. On this map, there is only one ramp you have to deal with. You guys can see no natural rocks or anything leading into the natural. But with that one ramp, it's pretty wide, so you do want to go ahead and block it off with Forge, Gateway, Cybernetics Core, and then, or get the Nexus after the Forge and then get the Gateway Cybernetics Core. So that's what we see WhiteRa doing right now, but there's actually a lot of Zerglings coming out from Cytoplasm here. He actually opened up with a really fast spawning pool, and he is going to try to rush Zerglings over to WhiteRa's base. I don't think this was a 7 pool, but it might have been something around 10 pool or something like that, and the probe did see it. So WhiteRa knows this is coming, and you know, he's going to tag the zone on the tower, get additional information as to the count of the Zerglings if he didn't know before, and immediately going to warp in a cannon at the natural. Now, usually when Protoss see a Zerg 6 or 7 pool, they'll build the cannon inside the main, but since this is a little later, WhiteRa thinks he can hold it on, and he will be able to block it off, but there's an opening here where the Zerglings can leak on through, but the Photon Cannon comes up. And it looks like Cytoplasm might take some damage from this Overlord, but because Overlords now are, of course, Bugatti Veyrons, they will probably make it out of there alive. And oh, the Zerglings are able to run inside at the last second. It looks like WhiteRa might have just moved his probe at the, at the wrong time there and allowed these 4 Zerglings to go ahead and sneak in. And this is pretty painful for WhiteRa. This is going to be annoying. 2 Zerglings, it's annoying enough, but 4, now you actually run the risk of losing probes, and you're going to have to micro at the very least. It forces the Protoss to lose a lot of mining time. WhiteRa's going to have to be careful here how he plays this out. He might, he's losing a lot of mining time right now, but he's just trying to get rid of all the Zerglings, loses 1 probe, and it looks like that will be the only death. So I think he dealt with that pretty well. You know, he could have lost, obviously, a lot more. But he was able to get rid of those Zerglings, and he didn't lose too much mining time. He just got to work on getting this Nexus down right now. Cytoplasm's already 1 step ahead of him and has grabbed the natural expansion, but it's just a little bit of early aggression to start this game off on Belshire Beach. But now things are kind of settling down a little bit. Neither side taking so much damage that they're out of the game. And, they were able to kind of counter each other's attacks to the point where now they can just kind of go ahead and expand and play safely. I guess WhiteRa's the one who was able to counter that aggression, and now we can kind of see both players expanding and playing the macro game, or at least looking to play for that. Cytoplasm now going for the next hatchery at the 12 o'clock. Couple of Zealots coming out here for WhiteRa. Tagging the Xel'Naga Tower at 3 Zealots right now, and it is 2 gateways at the front door, so WhiteRa can certainly do a lot of damage here. He's not focusing chrono boosts on the gateways, but he's still got a lot of firepower just with 2 gateways in of itself. Cytoplasm here is going to have to bring some Zerglings, maybe even bring up these Queens right here to defend against this. Of course, there's no creep spread connecting the bases, so it takes a little time for the Queens to get there, but the hatchery has a lot of HP. It can absorb some damage for some time, and now Cytoplasm just going to be careful. He doesn't want to lose a Queen here, though, and that is the danger of not having that creep spread between your 2 bases. Right away, the Queens can get caught. And wow, Cytoplasm just barely sneaks himself back on the creep. That Queen gasping a breath of fresh air there, but more Zealots are coming in right now, and the Zerg is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have a Roach Warren, he doesn't have Zergling speed, and so he just got speedless Zerglings and Queens to deal off against 5 Zealots, and the hatchery is going down right now, so WhiteRa on the verge of taking it out. Cytoplasm has to defend here. Will he be able to do it? He's trying to focus fire the weakened Zealot, and he's got to take it down now before the shields are allowed to regenerate. There it goes. The Queen gets the last hit there with its spines. But 2 more Zealots coming in, so it looks like WhiteRa, with the move, is going to be able to take out this hatchery. He's microing the Zealot to the back, very weak, and will be left to attack it, and the Queen drops a chance to try to buy time. You know, Cytoplasm knows if he loses his hatchery, it is game over. There is no recovering from that, especially with the Protoss already being on 2 bases. Thankfully, he takes down one of the Zealots. He's still got to worry about this Queen! It is 1 shot away from going down. Can't say the same about the hatchery. It has fallen, and WhiteRa, nice play, comes in with the Zealots, following up the Zergling aggression, which I believe was a 10 pool, and is able to completely hand it back to the Zerg. And now Cytoplasm is in so much trouble. You know, the Protoss now, WhiteRa is on 2 bases. He has got probes coming up under the Chrono Boost. No doubt we'll be following up with tech shortly here as he's starting to accumulate the gas. And the Zerg's in a lot of trouble. He does have this other hatchery at the 12 o'clock position. So he still has 2 hatches at least, but it's 2 bases versus 2 bases, and really WhiteRa is way ahead in supply right now. It's going to be very difficult for him to really get back in this game. Thankfully, Cytoplasm will be difficult for him to get back in this game. Thankfully, he still has that Queen alive. That's going to really help with the inject larva. And right now, we do have a Baneling nest coming, so I really agree with that decision, actually. Cytoplasm has taken so much damage this game. Not maybe in worker count, but just in overall, you know, stopping the tech, opening up with the rush, not getting the expansions down right away, that I agree with the decision here to just go ahead and try to all in and end the game just like that. The problem, though, he faces is these buildings at the front are pretty sturdy. We have 2 gateways, a forge, and a cybernetics core, and the sentries are starting to come out right now. Sentries are absolutely terrific at holding off Baneling busts with the force fields that they have. So Cytoplasm, if he goes for this Baneling bust, which I believe he is, he's making a lot of Zerglings right now. He's going to have to hit that mark, and he's going to have to hit it before the force fields come out. He's going to have to maybe take down the core buildings in the middle first, focus down these 2 gates, either that or go for the forge down on the bottom side, which is really the weakest HP building here. And if he can break through that forge, he might have a shot. Now, he's scouted out with the Zergling. He wants to test the front door, and he sees exactly what he's up against. More sentries are coming out right now for WhiteRa. WhiteRa, all he has to do is hold off with force fields. Thankfully, he might just have +1 weapons as well. That's another little nice boon for his army when facing off against the Zerglings and Banelings. And he's kind of coming out right now with his forces. He's going to have to be careful. You know, in his position, I would actually be playing really safe and conservative right now. Moving out with this armory right here could be absolutely deadly. I guess WhiteRa doesn't realize that Cytoplasm is going to all in him. Remember, WhiteRa doesn't have an observer on the field, and he's leaving his base right now. Now, remember, guys, this is Belshire Beach. It's a totally Zerg-favored map. A lot of times because you get in these base race scenarios, and it's so wide open, and right now WhiteRa is in a lot of trouble. He sees the Banelings, though. I think he just barely caught the glimpse. Is he going to pull back his army? His army's already all the way on the other side of the map. I think he's just going to go for the base race right now. This is going to be absolutely insane. But the thing is, Banelings, while they're good at blowing up buildings and probes, they're not the best at base racing because they're just a one-shot wonder. The force field is terrific, holding off the Banelings, and now the rest of the Zerglings will be able to allow to flood in. Meanwhile, WhiteRa attacking into this 3rd hatchery. And this is a full-on base race, ladies and gentlemen, but I do feel like Cytoplasm doesn't have the firepower underneath this army to continue on, and there it is. It is going to be a GG from Cytoplasm, and we are going to move on to Game 2. So that was a very action-packed game with WhiteRa holding off the early pool. I just want to go ahead and make sure and see what kind of pool that was, because I was busy talking about my casting for MSI's Pro Cup and how the replays are coming out in a few days. I didn't actually catch what timing that pool was on, but we can go ahead and see right here. He was saving up, so it was a 9 pool. A fairly early pool, not like a 7 pool, but it was fairly early, and WhiteRa was just barely able to, well, defend it. He only lost like 1 probe, I think, so nice job there, and we are going to go ahead and go on to Game 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. And more to come soon, a lot more actually, as those MSI replays will be coming up. I casted the 2 semifinals and the grand final. But anyways, WhiteRa versus Cytoplasm Game 2 coming up next. HD signing out.